Hi, this is Phanessa with Designs by Phanessa. In this video, we are making the butterfly bonnet. Okay, so this is newborn size. Okay, so for the materials that you'll need a ball of yarn. This is, I love this cotton, and it is in the color rosy. So I'm using a circular needle. You can definitely use a straight needle. This is US 9, 5.5 millimeters. Okay, so I'm just using a circular. You are working it flat back and forth, and then you will join. You can either do the magic circle method, or if you choose not to, you can use a set of double pointed needles in the same size. Okay, so 5.5 millimeters. And you'll need a tape measure and also a tapestry needle and a stitch marker. I have a link for this DIY stitch marker if you'd like. I'll leave a link in the corner. And you'll need a 5.5 crochet hook. And lastly, you'll need a pair of scissors. I am going to use the cable cast on method, and that gives it this pretty edge here. Okay, and you can use any cast on method you'd like, but for this I am going to use the cable cast on. So my gauge for this is, for an inch, it's 3.75 stitches and 5.5 rows. Okay, so let's get started. So I am using the cable cast on method. I'll start with a slip knot, and I am going to cast on 37 stitches. So insert your needle and then knit a stitch, and then you want to pull this stitch up a little, and then using your left hand needle, go from behind to place it on your left hand needle. Insert your right hand needle in between the two stitches, and then pull up another loop. Okay, now pull that loop out, going from the back forward. Place your loop on your left hand needle. Before you tighten this, insert your needle through those last two loops again, and then pull up a loop. And then pull this loop back, place it on your left hand needle. Again, you want to put your right hand needle through the stitches, through the loops first before you tighten. It's just easier that way. Okay, again, if you need to watch a slower tutorial, please go ahead and click on that link, or you can just visit my channel and you'll be able to find that video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cast on 37 stitches. Okay, so I have 37 stitches. I am ready for the first row, and we are starting on the right side of the work. So for row 1, you want to knit all of these stitches, but you're going to slip the first and last stitch. So we're going to slip the first stitch knitwise as if to knit. So insert your needle as if to knit and just slide it off your left hand needle, and then we're just going to knit all of the stitches across. Okay, I have 3 more stitches left. There's 2 more, and then the last one I'm going to want to slip this last stitch as if to knit. Okay, so insert my right hand needle in the stitch as if to knit and just slide it off. Okay, so now you want to purl all of your stitches on the wrong side of your work. Okay. Okay, so this is my last stitch. That was row 2. So now we are ready for row 3. So for row 3, you want to slip the first stitch, and then you want to repeat knit 5, slip 5 with yarn in front. So when you're knitting the 5, your yarn is in the back. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now you want to bring your yarn to the front. So with yarn in front, you want to slip purlwise, meaning you're entering as if to purl. So you want to slip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now bring your yarn to the back, and so you want to repeat until the last 6 stitches. Okay, so knit 5, there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you want to bring your yarn to the front and slip 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, yarn in the back, knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, the last slip stitches, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have 6 stitches left, 2, 4, 6. You want to knit the 5 stitches, and then the last stitch you want to slip. Okay, turn your work, and you want to just purl all of row 4. Okay, so I have 2 more stitches left. Now you want to turn your work again, and you want to repeat the last row right here where you slipped your stitches. Okay, so you want to slip the first stitch and then knit 5, slip 5 with yarn in front. So slip the first stitch, knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring your yarn in the front and slip 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeat all the way across. Okay, so here's the last 6 stitches. You want to knit 5 and slip the last stitch as if to knit. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip as if to knit. Now you want to purl for row 6 all the way across. Okay, last stitch. Turn your work, and you want to work one more row of knit 5 and slip 5. Okay, slip the first stitch, knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn in front, slip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, slip your last stitch. Okay, so next row, this is where we pull together the 3 strands and make the little butterfly shape. Okay, so you want to purl 8. Okay, 1, 7 and 8. Okay, so now you want to grab your right hand needle, go under these 3 loose strands, okay, from the bottom up, bring yourself back to the position to purl your next stitch, and then you want to bring that stitch back down and then slide off the stitch off your left hand needle, and then come back to your purling position, and then you want to purl 9. 1, 2, 3. So now you want to knit under the 3 loose strands again. Okay, so basically you want to be in the middle of these 5 stitches, so you want to go under the 3 loose strands. Let me move this yarn out of the way. Under the 3 loose strands, bring it back to your purling position, purl your next stitch, and you want to bring that back down those 3 strands, let go on your left hand needle, and then come back to purling position. Okay, so purl 9 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 1 more to work. Go under the 3 loose strands. Okay, bring it back up into purling position, purl your next stitch, and bring that stitch back down through the 3 strands. Okay, I don't know if you can see that very well. And then drop the stitch off your left hand needle, and then you want to purl the remaining 9 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 8 stitches, sorry. Okay, so now you've worked your first set of these cute little bow tie stitches. I call them butterflies, so these cute little stitches. Okay, so now we're going to set up for the second set of these stitches. So this is the beginning. Here we started with knit 5 and then slip 5 to get those loose strands. For the next set, we're going to start with slipping 5 stitches. Well, the first one is slipped, and then slip 5, knit 5. Okay, so you're just alternating which one goes first. So again, you want to always slip your first stitch as if to knit with your yarn in the back. Now you want to bring your yarn to the front and slip 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now bring your yarn to the back and knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn in the front, slip 5. Yarn in the back, knit 5, and just repeat this all the way across. Okay, so you should end with 1 more stitch after you slip your last 5, and then go ahead and slip the last one knitwise with your yarn in the back. Turn your work and purl all the way across. So we just completed row 10. This was 9, you purled, that was 10. Now we're ready to work 11. 11 is the same as 9, and then you want to purl all stitches for 12, and 13 you want to repeat 9 again, and then we will work row 14 to pull them all together. Okay, so slip the first stitch with your yarn in the back, and then slip 5 with yarn in the front, knit 5 and repeat all the way across. Here's my last 6 stitches. I'm going to slip the last 5 with yarn in front, move my yarn to the back, and slip the last stitch. Okay, you want to purl all stitches. So I've completed row 13, and now I have 3 strands, and I'm going to pull them all together with row 14. Okay, so for row 14 you want to purl 3, 1, 2, 3, and now you want to, just like before, go under the 3 loose strands, purl the next stitch, bring it all the way back down, and then slide the stitch off of your left hand needle. Okay, so now you want to purl 9, 2, okay, so now I'm ready to go underneath the strands, purl the next stitch, bring that back down, and slip off the left hand needle. Purl 9, okay, under the loose strands, purl the next stitch, bring that stitch back down, and slip the stitch off your left hand needle. One last time, purl 9, okay, under the loose strands, purl, bring that stitch back down, and slip off your left hand needle. Now you want to purl the last 3 stitches. Okay, so now we have our second set of bow ties or butterfly stitches. Okay, so just work this set one more time, and we will start on the decrease. Okay, so I have completed another set. So here's the first set, and there's the second set, and it's about 4 inches. Now we're ready to decrease. So grab your double pointed needles. These are a little larger than the 5.5 because I can't find the 5.5 millimeters, so make sure you have the right size. I'm just going to use these for the tutorial. So you want to divide your stitches evenly on 3 needles. Okay, so there are 37 stitches, so divide it by 3. That'll give you about 12 stitches per needle. So I'm going to start on this side, and I'm going to grab 12. So there's 1, 2, 3, just slip them off and transfer it to your DPN, which is your double pointed needle. Okay, so the second one, I'm going to place 12 on here. Okay, so now you have 13 stitches left. Go ahead and put all the 13 stitches on your last double pointed needle. And I actually like to use my circular needles to do this part of it, and I'll go ahead and leave a link to show you how to work the modified version of the magic loop method. But in case you're a fan of double pointed needles, I will show you how to do that with the double pointed needles. Okay, so before I join, I want to go ahead and work a invisible joining method. So to do that, you want to slip this first stitch on your left hand needle, okay, and then grab, let me just let go of that, grab the next stitch on your right hand needle, pass it over the stitch you just slipped. Now place that stitch back on your left hand needle, pull that to tighten a little bit. Okay, so that's how I would normally join my rounds. Plus I wanted 12 even stitches on each double pointed needle. So now instead of 13 on the last one, you have 12. So now grab your fourth needle and you want to knit 10 until the last 2 stitches, and then you want to knit the last 2 stitches together. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now I have 2 stitches together. You want to insert your needle through both of those stitches and knit 2 together. Okay. Okay, moving on to the next DPN, you're going to do the same for this one and this one. You're going to knit 10 and then knit the last 2 together. Okay, so knit the last 2 together. And do the same for this last set. Okay, last 2 stitches, knit 2 together. And now we're back to the beginning of the round. Okay, this is where we join. So now what you're going to do for each round is the same thing. You're going to knit until you have 2 stitches left, and then you'll knit the last 2 together. And you'll do that for each of the needles until you get to the beginning. And then you're simply just going to repeat that all the way around until you have 2 stitches on each needle. Okay, so I have 2 stitches left on that one. That was my first, my second, 2 stitches there, and then I have 3 left on this one. So I'm going to finish the last one with knit 1 and knit 2 together. This is why I don't like DPNs. So if you don't like using these, definitely check out the magic loop method. So you So there's 10 rounds of decreases. Okay, so now you want to cut your yarn. Insert your tapestry needle into the stitches as if to knit and pull them off. Okay, this is the next one. And then the last one. Okay, pull that tight. I'm going to go back underneath and fasten off. Okay, so now you want to weave in your beginning tail. Okay, so let's add on the ties. So just make a slip knot and then insert your hook into the corner of your bonnet. Okay, place the loop on your hook, pull it through, tighten this. Okay, so I forgot to keep track of the number of chain stitches. I sort of just chained it until I was happy with the size. So let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure they're loose because you are going to slip stitch back into these loops. Okay, so that's 35. Let's make it 40, 36. So that's about 12.5 inches. If you want it longer, of course, you could chain more stitches. Okay, so now we are going to start working slip stitches back down the chain stitches. So this is your, so this is your first stitch, that's your second, so you want to work into your second stitch, that's your first, that's your second, and turn it so that you're working in the little ridges or humps of the chain stitches. So insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. Okay, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through the loop on your hook. Okay, so you want to repeat working a slip stitch in every chain stitch all the way back down. Okay, so I have my last stitch here. And then now I want to go into this corner here where I started and work one last slip stitch and then cut my yarn and just pull that through. So if this isn't the size you like, of course you can chain longer. Okay, so repeat for this corner of the bonnet. Okay, so I've added the tie to the other side and I weaved in my ends. This is the finished product. This is what it looks like. Okay. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for future videos.